team defining play?
Yeah, obviously understanding the flow of the game there and knowing that if we got points there for 6, it made it a full one-score game where they had to go for 2. And that's why, like on that 4th and 2, obviously we elected to kick, give our defense a chance to go out there and play. And we made a play there at the end. I'm just so proud of our guys.
How are your reaction now that you're headed to the AFC Championship game?
That's what we've worked for is an opportunity to play another week. We don't want our season to end on a loss, and this gives us an opportunity to keep going. But we'll enjoy this one. A lot to learn from this one. Obviously, wasn't pretty, but these playoff games, man, you got to win by 1. That's all that matters.
Hey Josh, what was it like in that locker room just now? Is it excitement, relief, looking forward?
It's a lot of everything. We're excited. A lot of pride in that locker room. I said it in my post game. We don't listen to the outside noise, but everyone was saying this and that about us, and we didn't have enough talent, weren't good enough to be in these positions, and our guys just continue to work hard, and we're internally driven. We love each other, and I think you saw how much we played for each other there.
Josh, what goes in seizing the moment at that moment in time? Bernard gets the ball back. What did you tell your guys that huddle at that moment in time?
Oh, we just said we score, we win the game. And that's obviously we want to get 6 there, so we don't make it as interesting as that one. But again, it doesn't have to look pretty. You just got to get 1 more than they do.
Did the game plan? I mean, it seemed like you guys didn't throw the way you normally would throw, especially against that team with that run defense. Did something change in the way the game script went that you leaned more heavily on the run?
I think we're having success in the running game. Obviously, when your defense forces turnovers like they did tonight, it puts you in favorable position where you don't have to throw that much. And again, we just relied on our backs like we have all year. Relied on our O-line. They did a heck of a job.
Josh, what was the message all week that coach been mimicking to you guys since winter?
It was fundamentals in the ball, and it's not something that hasn't changed. That's something that we preach in training camp is making sure we're holding on to the football and taking the football away on defense, and that's what you saw tonight.
I felt there's a lot of things that had to happen to get to this point, but it just felt like ever since you beat the Chiefs here, that it was almost like that's the game that had to decide the AFC. Did you have that sense as things were going through the end of the season?
No, I don't think so. I think, again, the regular season is what the regular season is, and it doesn't matter how well you perform, when you get to the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. We lost 35-10 to this team, and, it's hard to beat a team twice. We understand that. We know that. It's a team that we beat early in the season, but it's not the same team. They got some guys back on their defense and their offense. And I can't tell you enough. I don't know much about them because I haven't looked at them because I've actually been focusing on the Ravens. So we'll get in that tomorrow.
There was so much build-up in this one, the quarterback matchup. How did you deal with that? Did it affect your approach at all? And also, what the conditions out there? How did that sort of affect the way things?
Yeah, missed a couple throws. Wish I had him back. But again, I got nothing but love for Lamar. He's one of the greatest to ever put a uniform on and play in the NFL. Honored to share the field with him.
Josh, some key plays from Khalil tonight. I know you guys have such a deep trust. Just what did he bring to the game tonight?
Yeah, that first 3rd down, huge pickup for us, making sure he caught that one. Allowed us to get points on that first drive. He's so good in the screen game and in the underneath catch and run game. That's what he's done all year.
Josh, what's it like on the sideline when the defense is forcing the turnovers? Like, what are the reactions like when you think?
Yeah, the first turnover, we didn't get any points off of it, or didn't score a touchdown, I should say. I don't know if we got points, to be honest. I think we punted, right? So that's one thing. Your defense is doing a good enough job of forcing turnovers. You got to make sure that you capitalize on the offense side of the ball. And we didn't feel like we did enough of that tonight. So, again, stuff to learn from, but we move on.
Could you believe that Andrews dropped that one? Was wide open. That was kind of a shocking result.
Yeah, I think I had a talk with Von Miller in the offseason, and we just kind of talked about sometimes the ball will roll your way or it won't, and that's just an instance of it rolled our way, and you take it how it is.
Josh, another week to go. First time in a long time, AFC Championship. Back to the scene of the crime, man. What's the focus?
Do whatever it takes to get a win. That's all that matters. But starts tomorrow. We'll enjoy this one tonight. Turn our attention towards them tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Sean's right here, guys.
I'll say. Yeah.
Michael, you're coming through clutch at the end here. Hey, Sean.
All right, first and foremost, praise God. What a blessing. What a blessing it is tonight to be here, to be in front of these fans and coach in an environment like that. Two great teams going up against each other. Two great quarterbacks going up against each other as well. And just really, really thankful for the blessing that God gave us tonight and just the opportunity to be out there. I know the finishing 10-0 at home this year, just incredible, man. To again, the environment that our fans build here every Sunday, it's not like that around the NFL, and we don't take that for granted. So tough game tonight. A lot to work on all three phases, but there was a lot of good in all three phases as well. So two good football teams going up against each other, and give credit to the Ravens. They're well coached. John does a great job, he and his staff, and then Lamar and what he does for the offense, special teams, they're talented, and then the same thing on the defensive side. They did a great job, I thought, making it hard on us tonight, especially in the second half on offense. So we were able to get some turnovers, get some key takeaways that were important, and we cashed in on some of those. Probably not enough at the end of the day, but we'll go back and look at it. But overall, great win for the organization, for our fans. I couldn't be happier.
Sean, you stumbled in this round.
I'm sorry, can you take us through the last, when you made the decision to kick the field goal, what was your thinking, and then how it worked out?
To go up 8, you mean?
To go up 8.
Yeah. Well, I considered going for it. Maybe not at 3 yards there. It had a long 2, short 3, and I think on the scoreboard it was showing 3. But I was if we got it to 1, I was going to go for it. 2, I had to make a decision, and then when it ended up being a long 2 or a short 3, certainly going up 8, I felt like that was the right thing to do there. But if given, you never know, right? But it was. I was thinking about. I was considering going for it if we got it up in there tight.
Sean, you stumbled in this round the past 2 seasons. What was the feeling in the locker room knowing that you got over the hump in this round and you're advancing to the AFC Championship?
Just like I said before, the mindset is what it's all about. These guys believe you play to win, and you find a way, right? So every year is different. There's different reasons for everything. Every one of those situations that didn't end up in our favor, and then the same thing tonight. So again, glory to God for all of His blessings, and we look forward to next week.
Sean, how would you assess Josh tonight?
I don't know Josh's numbers, so I thought he did some really good things, made some big-time plays for us, like he always does. So without looking at his numbers, I couldn't give you anything more at this point.
Coach, what went into matching Ravens' physicality? You held Derrick Henry, quite in check, keeping him up in the cage. What was the message all week long?
Well, our guys heard it all. They heard it all week long. We're not good, we're not big enough. We're not strong enough. Not talented enough. Not fat. Whatever it is, they heard it. I don't do the social media things, but I think most of those guys do. And look, we did, I think, in the first half, a pretty darn good job. The second half, he got rolling a little bit, and he's going to pop some runs. When he gets that momentum going, he's hard to stop. So, but even there, we could have done some things better, I think, fundamentally. So, and when you just look at this game, it came down to fundamentals in the football, and we talk a lot about that.
Sean, last year, Terrell Bernard was pretty distraught. Injured, he wasn't able to play in this divisional round. And then today, you have him and made some pretty crucial plays.
Big time.
What does he mean to your team?
Yeah, he's a football player. He's probably one of those guys that, again, a lot of people put under the category of not big enough, not fast enough, strong enough, whatever it is. He's a football player, so he's got good instincts and knows how to find the football. So, that's why he's on our team.
How about his leadership?
feel like,
Leadership, yeah, leadership. And you're talking about a third year. TB's in his third year, right? Third year player. That is one of the 2 captains that we have on the team. That doesn't happen by accident. The players respect him. He takes a lot of initiative day to day in being a leader on this football team and trying to do things right. And so it's pretty impressive that he's able to do that at a young age.
John, you guys were run heavy in this game, which against the number one run defense in the league. What gave you the confidence that you thought you would be able to, if you did move the ball? What gave you the confidence to go head on against them like that?
Well, we believe in our guys, number one. I think that's where it starts, and I know that's where it starts. And then number two is, I think Coach Chrome, Coach Gunn do a really good job of putting a plan together every week. The players execute. They take a lot of ownership of it, of the plan. And then, again, like it's not just the O-line. Tight ends are involved in it, wide receivers involved. So it's a whole offense type of deal.
Coach, how important was it to take care of football? That's something that you stressed throughout your tenure. How important was it not giving up any turnovers?
No, it's big. Our guys get a chance to watch some of these playoff games because we've played the last 2 Sundays, and so you're able to watch some of the games before our games, and you're seeing games decided rather quickly when the ball is not taken care of. So we got to continue to emphasize it every day. We go back to work with that.
Sean, do you have an update on Taylor Rapp?
I don't.
Coach, when you've been here for 8 years, and when you hear things, I'm not quite sure if you heard it or not because you don't pay attention to social media. When you hear someone say that Buffalo is a city of losers, how does that motivate you, knowing that you've been a Buffalonian for 8 years?
Yeah, no, it's a city of winners. It really is. It's a city of winners. These people in this town are winners. And I've been here just 8 years, but I consider this my hometown. This place is different, and the people here are different. They deserve more than whoever said that about them.
John, initial thoughts about going back to Kansas City?
Looking forward to it. Great challenge. Again, another great team. Certainly well coached. Coach Reed does a phenomenal job. He and his staff. Tough challenge.
Are you going back to your office last week?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't even know what time is it. 10 o'clock. Yeah. We'll see. I need to get a little bit of rest, I think. We had a long week the past 2 weeks in particular, so we'll see.
Sean,
You've had unwavering support of Tyler Bass all season long.
Yep.
Ravens get some momentum in the second half. You bring them on for a 51-yard field goal. Can you just talk a little bit about how you've had this unwavering support and confidence in him all season long to make kicks like that?
Yeah, mindset. Again, mindset. His belief in himself is really where it starts. For me to believe in him, but yet he doesn't believe in himself, I don't know if you have anything there, right? But for him to believe in himself first, that's really where it starts. He's done a great job.
Sean, can you take us through your reaction to that last 2-point conversion and just what you thought as you saw that?
It's by God's grace, we survived that situation, and again, it's fundamentals. I'm probably sounding a little bit old school here, but the value of fundamentals, right? So we can learn something from that on our team, on our football team here.
What do you do better defensively against them this time from the first time you played them? Was there anything you learned from that game, do you think?
We watched it. The defensive staff did a great job of putting a good plan together. We locked ourselves in a room. They locked themselves in a room for hours upon hours trying to figure a plan out. And, look, they got a lot of yards, but we were able to, kind of make it hard at times and take the ball away when we needed to. So that was good to see. And again, they Coach Monk and, obviously John leads it over there. They do a phenomenal job. They get, tremendous talent on the offensive side, and they're hard to stop, right? They're so explosive. Lamar extends plays. Just what 2 great quarterbacks out there tonight, battling, going head-to-head. That was, I'm sure, for the fans, fun to watch.
Coach, was you shocked to see that they didn't do a lot of yanking pull with Lamar today?
I don't know. There's only one ball, so you can only hand it off and throw it. So we were working on it during the week. Just a matter of who was going to get the ball. Was it going to be Derek? Was it going to be Lamar on the pull? He did enough, just scrambling and extending plays early in the game on the first 3rd down, and then, down late in the game here. So it's you really need 12 guys on the field. If the refs would allow that, we'd be in better shape, I think.
Sean, what did you see out of Khalil tonight?
I thought he did some good things. Again, just he played a Khalil type of game. Again, the Ravens defense made it hard on us, and they make you earn every blade of grass, every yard, and then some. So it's just a good competition there and at a high level. That's good. All right, thank you guys.